Alright, so a student had a question about Chapter 8, Section 2, and a specific problem number 8. So let's work through this one. Assume that the readings of the thermometers are normally distributed with a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. That sounds familiar. That should sound like your standard normal. Assume 2.4% of the thermometers are rejected because they have readings that are too high, and another 2.4 because they're too low. Draw a sketch and find the two readings that are cutoff values separating the rejected thermometers from others. So the first thing is I'm looking for the rejection part. Kind of looks like that. It's on both sides, the high part and the low part. And so I'm going to go with C, check my answer. And it liked it. Good. And so the cutoff values that we need to find. And so what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the calculator that we've talked about, the normal calculator in this section. So I'm going to open up StatCrunch. And so again, the normal calculator had the standard normal has a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. Very similar to our problem. So what we're going to do is we'll go into our normal calculator and just try to find what those cutoff values. For this particular problem, it would be similar to a z-score because the mean is 0 and the standard deviation is 1. But we'll try to we'll plug our numbers in and find out what those cutoff values are in degrees. If my StatCrunch will run this morning. Alright, so StatCrunch is up, and calculators. I'm going to my normal calculator. And since I want 2.4% to be in each one of these tails, I could just say, so here's my mean of 0, my standard deviation of 1. I could just say, well, I want that area and the tail to be 2.4% or 0.024. And since it's to the left, that's going to give me that left side, those low values. And so that'll give me that negative 1.98 to 2 decimal places. If I wanted to look at that upper one, since my mean is 0 and my standard deviation is 1, I could try to find that. And we should notice that we get just the positive values, so it's plus or minus that 1.98. Let's check that answer. And a comma and 1.98. And those should be in degrees. So again, with this calculator, the normal calculator, if let's say that we're talking about IQs, and the mean IQ is 100, and it has a standard deviation of 15. If I want to know what IQ would I need to attain to be in the top 10%, I could just type in, I want to be the 10%. This is always your area underneath the curve, or your percentage, or your probability, is this stuff right there. And so when I hit compute, it says I need to be about a 119 to be in that upper 10%. 119 or higher will get me in that upper 10%. If I wanted to be a between, like I want to be, if I put a 0.2, let's see what it's going to compute here. And so this gives me the middle 20%, right? So if I type in a percentage here, it will give me the middle 20%. If I wanted to do middle 95%, that'd be plus or minus 2 standard deviations. So again, 30 down and 30 up because my standard deviation is 15. So twice my standard deviation plus or minus should give me 95%, and it does. So if I'm between, or I want to be around the center, I could use the between. If I want to find out what is the cutoff for a certain percentage, then I just type in the percentage over here and just say whether it's less than or greater than. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any more questions, please let me know.